Hi, everyone. Today is October 28th, 2024. My name is Wes Fryer. I live in Stallings, North Carolina. My address is Matthews. I'm right next to Mint Hill. And unfortunately, I want to share today a complaint that I have filed or I'm filing with the North Carolina State Board of Dental Examiners, as well as the Better Business Bureau of North Carolina for Mint Hill Smiles, which is actually, in terms of the people and the personnel, a lovely and wonderful dental office here in Mint Hill. But unfortunately, their policy is just ridiculous because they're trying to keep $100 forever from my wife and I. We're both teachers, and we just don't have $100 to give them because they're concerned that we may miss an appointment. And I understand the need to fine people when they don't miss appointments, but we haven't missed appointments. If you go to Google for this business, Mint Hill Smiles, sort the reviews by showing the lowest ratings, and there are a large number of folks who are raising this same kind of issue. Now, this has taken a bit of a while. I mean, I've probably spent almost an hour getting all this together, and I've actually used AI and ChatGPT to help me, compose this letter and then compress it to the space that's provided by the North Carolina State Board of Dental Examiners. I've got to get this notarized in order to send it in, but I'm going to. I don't think this is right. And so the reason I'm sharing this is because I think they should change this policy. And I don't think it's right for a business here in North Carolina or anywhere else to perpetually keep someone's money when they haven't rendered a service, when the person hasn't done anything wrong, like missed an appointment or violated a policy. It's just ridiculous. And teachers don't get paid nearly enough here in North Carolina. And I don't have an extra $100 to just let them have forever. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and read to you the longer form letter. And this is what I'm both mailing to the Better Business Bureau of Charlotte. And I'm also submitting this to, like I said, the North Carolina State Board of Dental Examiners. So for the dental examiners, this is going to Bobby D. White, who's the Chief Executive Officer of the North Carolina State Board of Dental Examiners, located on Perimeter Park Drive, Suite 160 in Morrisville, North Carolina. Their website is ncdentalboard.org. I've got their phone number and email. And here's the letter. And again, I composed this, and I'll show you how I did this in a minute with some help from ChatGPT. But I told it what I wanted to say, and it made it sound nice. Dear Dr. White, I am writing to formally file a complaint against the dental office of Mint Hill Smiles and one of the owners, Dr. Shalini Kamodi. They are located at 11300 Crest Hill Drive, Suite 105, Mint Hill, North Carolina, 28227. My concern pertains to their pre-appointment deposit policy, which I believe to be ethically questionable and financially burdensome. Next paragraph. Mint Hill Smiles requires a $50 deposit for every appointment booked, which is then applied to the next appointment. This practice results in an ongoing hold of funds from patients, effectively requiring us to have $50 per person per appointment withheld from our bank account indefinitely, as long as we remain customers. As both my spouse and I are teachers, this policy imposes a significant financial strain, particularly since no service has been rendered in exchange for the deposit. On October 28th, 2024, I discussed my concerns with Dr. Shalini Kamodia, one of the owners. Unfortunately, she informed me that the policy is non-negotiable. Third paragraph. I understand the need to discourage no-shows, but I find it inappropriate for Mint Hill Smiles to maintain a continuous hold on patients' funds when no appointment has been missed by the patient consumer and no actual service has been rendered by the provider. I believe this practice to be inconsistent with fair business practices and detrimental to consumers. As such, I am requesting that Mint Hill Smiles revises its deposit policy to ensure it aligns with ethical standards and is fair to patients. If the business wants to maintain a current debit or credit card number and fine me or my wife in the event we miss an appointment, that policy would be reasonable and acceptable. Last paragraph. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I look forward to a resolution that considers both the needs of patients and ethical business practices. Sincerely, Wesley Fryer. So I'm going to send this letter as an attachment, but this is the official PDF of the North Carolina State Board of Dental Examiners complaint form. And I have filled it out with my contact information and the dentist's information. I've indicated what the dentist told me and the dates of service and the kinds of treatment. I've received treatment from them 3 different times, which, by the way, I'm no longer going to receive treatment from them. I'm going to discontinue my treatment. And in addition to these complaints, I'm going to write my review on Google and write it on Yelp so that hopefully other people can avoid this unethical and extremely detrimental policy. Here's where AI comes in. In addition to helping me write that letter and format that, and I've tweaked it and changed it, but it drafted it, did a pretty good job. It also compressed that letter so that it would fit into the space provided by the North Carolina State Board of Dental Examiners. Now, it does say that I can attach additional sheets of paper. So I'm going to include my full letter here. But this is the compressed version, again, that AI helped me write, and this is wonderful. I am submitting a complaint against Mint Hill Smiles, 11300 Crest Hill Drive, Suite 105, Mint Hill, North Carolina, 28227. I need to put my glasses on. And owner, Shalini Kamodia, regarding their $50 pre-appointment deposit policy. This policy holds a $50 deposit for each appointment and applies it to the next appointment, creating an indefinite hold on funds as long as we remain customers. As both my spouse and I are teachers, this imposes a financial strain with no service rendered in exchange. I discussed my concerns on October 28th, 2024 with Dr. Kamodia, who stated the policy is non-negotiable. I believe it is inappropriate to maintain a continuous hold on patient funds when no appointment has been missed and no service has been provided. This practice feels inconsistent with fair business standards and financially burdensome for consumers. I request that the board review this policy for ethical alignment and consider encouraging Mint Hill Smiles to hold a card number for no-show fees rather than requiring ongoing deposits. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So I really hope that Mint Hill Smiles will change this policy. I hope there's no other dental offices in the entire United States that do this. It's just not reasonable. And I guess I should have done this earlier. So my technique here is actually using my iPhone and using the ChatGPT official app and then just talking into it. It's so much faster to do this. And so I went in, described this whole situation to it. I actually tell ChatGPT, don't process this until I say process, because sometimes it interrupts me. But here's the draft of the letter that it came up with. And so I had it retype it and I said, great. It suggested contacting the North Carolina Dental Board. And so I said, can you please give me the direct mailing addresses for the North Carolina Dental Board, North Carolina Consumer Protection Division, and Better Business Bureau. I'm just going with the Dental Board and the Better Business Bureau because this takes a lot of time. But anyway, here's the addresses, the phone numbers. I asked who I could specifically address it to at the North Carolina State Board of Dental Examiners, and it gave me Bobby D. White, the Chief Executive Officer's name, address. Then I had to get it to fit in this space. So I took a little screenshot of the actual form and said, here, I need this letter to fit in here. And it came up with a more concise version of that. Isn't that lovely? And so there it is. There's the more concise version. I had actually edited the letter and I gave that to it. And it gave me that amount. I had trouble with the phone number fitting in. And then I asked for the Better Business Bureau address, and it gave me that as well. So again, I really hope I can get control of my mouse here. Where's my mouse? I really hope that Mint Hill Smiles will consider changing their policy. If this is helpful to you, I will include down below, I think I can copy and paste it, the conversation that I had with ChatGPT. I think I can do that because I don't have my address or anything in there. Anyway, I'll include the addresses, and so that if you'd like to file this, but This is an example of many things. Number one, why it's important that we have some oversight organizations like the North Carolina State Board of Dental Examiners, the Better Business Bureau, because as consumers, when we have businesses that are acting in what we perceive to be unethical ways, it makes sense for us to have a recourse. And so I hope that these complaints are considered. I hope that they're taken to the leadership at Mental Smiles, and I hope they change their policy. And I also hope that this might help you, because if you have a similar situation, use AI to help. You can talk to it, you can type, and it can help draft letters. It can make things more condensed, it can make things sound more professional, and it can save us time. And that's really great. So thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful to you. If it is, let me know with a comment. Good luck.